Now, before you start to panic, there are a couple of things you need to know about the contest, and that is that it can... Hey yo, what is up, legends? Welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about branding your new product or your new company. Now, a lot of people think that branding is just a name and a logo, and then that's all you have to do. When in fact, branding is made up of so much more. It's how you position yourself in the market, and it's how you're representing yourself to be shown to the rest of the world. It also holds a key opportunity of how you can position yourself to have an automatic start on many of your competitors. Now, if you want to learn about how to establish and expand on your brand, click on the little link above and it'll take you to a video that focuses on that, because today we're going to be focusing on establishing the name for your new brand or company. Now, establishing your name, although simple, is very important. It allows you to position yourself amongst your competitors and lets the customer know what kind of service or product you are providing. In the Amazon space, when you're launching a new product, it allows you to show to the customer whether you'll be launching a premium product or a dollar version product. For example, if you think of somebody selling a hammer, there's going to be people who want to buy a really high quality tool, and then the average Joe Bob person at home who just wants a hammer to knock the legs off a chair or something. Those two different brands are going to have very different names, very different packaging, and they're going to give off a different persona so that the customers are drawn to each one. Now, building off of this, before you go ahead and decide on what you want to have as your name, you need to know your customer avatar. As I said in the example, every single category has lots of little categories or sub-niches underneath, so you need to know who you're selling to. If you're selling into the baby market, are you selling a premium or a dollar version? Or are you selling a disposable or an eco-friendly? It goes on and on and on. So you need to know who is your customer, who you're selling to, and the kind of things that they like and they're drawn to. And then once you're ready to move forward, you need to know the difference between your brand name and your company name. Now, as I've said before, you should have already established your company name, which was setting up your legal entity, which is something really broad and generic, which for me, would be like a white importing or white exporting, right? It's a generic name that can sell any kind of service. So under that, I could do sporting products, baby products, outdoors and kitchen products, right? I could do anything under that. But then underneath that company name, we're now doing our brand name. So anytime you launch a new product, you might want to do another brand name. So let's say this time we're launching a pool skimmer. We want a brand name that has to do with pool equipment. But then our next product might be a baby product. Maybe we're doing baby diapers, right? Then we'd want a brand name that shows that we're specialty in baby stuff. Okay, so that way every time the customer goes to buy, they can see that we look like a brand that is well established and specific in that category, but then each of those brands is always done underneath your key generic company. Now, it is my strong advice that you don't name the brand yourself. I hardly name anything myself anymore because it takes up so much of my time, and there's so many better things you could be doing. Instead, and we're going to look at the site here in a second, I use the website called Squad Help. Now, Squad Help is a website where you can go to do nearly all things branding, but I use it mainly when coming up with the name of a new company, a new brand. You can go on there and you can create a contest where people come who are expert namers. Yes, I know there's such a thing. And they will come and suggest names. You can then rate them, and then people submit new ones. And as you go across, I think it's a 5-day contest, you slowly work towards a brilliant name, and then at the end you award a winner and you get to take that name. Now, it's really great because on Squad Help you can also check for the trademarkability of the name. They have a little thing on there that'll show you. They do their own check, and then you can see if the domain name is available as well. Now, I always recommend doing your own research. If you think there's a name that you like, towards the end of it, or you've got a short list, I would go onto Google, search in a couple of the domains, like if we're doing baby stuff, I'd go babydiapers.com, see if it's available. And then I'd do the same, I'd type baby diapers business, see if there's any other companies out there already that would show up for a trademark or if they already have their business set up under that. And then the other part of Squad Help that not a lot of people know about is you can actually go on there and buy a brand name outright. Now we're actually on the Squad Help website, and you can see here up the top left, we have our names for sale section. So we're going to go to popular brandable names, but you can also go through premium domains, short domains. They do stuff like catchphrases and logos on here as well. So nearly everything you need for your branding, but a lot of people don't realize that you can buy these names outright. So if we were to click on popular brandable names, it would bring us across here, and you can either search via certain categories and it'll bring up stuff that is similar, or we can scroll down and have a look at some of these names. So these are names that didn't win some of the contests, but they're still really good names. So like Fitonomics, Sparkjoys, Collabra, Banklow. There's heaps of them here. Tassoy, Team Bright, Caterway, Thimbler. There's some fantastic names here, and you can see they sort of vary in price. But if you click into one of them, we can see that you can buy it here now, or you can do it on installments. And then as you scroll down, you can see what's included. It has the domain name already set to go. There's a logo design you can have done, and they protect your purchase. So you can either do a contest, or you can come in here and buy something straight away and have the whole bundle done. I know a lot of people don't want to wait the 5 days on the contest and deal with it. So if you want to, you can come in here, spend a little bit extra, and get a name and go and continue on with the process. But the way that I always do it, and I actually enjoy doing it, is having lots of great people come to me and run a contest and have them suggest names that'll be great for my brand. So up the top here, we have naming contests, and if we go start a contest, it's going to bring us across to this screen here. So you pop in your email address and your phone number if you want. I always do it as a do-it-yourself. It's very easy to run, and I never found that I need the Squad Help managed option. If it's something, again, you don't want to spend the time on it, that is the option there, but it is very easy to do. So once you've filled in your details, it's going to take you across to the next screen. And so from here, we can select the type of category contest we want. You can see you can do contests for logos, taglines, or slogans, but today we just want a name, so we're going to click that. And then you can fill in a couple details about your business. So what type of category is it in? I'm just going to click bar and brewery, and what does your company or business do? So in here you'd put like, we're launching on a new Amazon brand. We are focused at 25 to 35-year-old males, and we're selling them adult baby diapers, or I don't know, right? So that's where you're going to put in the stuff about your avatar, so that when people are coming up with the name, they know what you're thinking and they know how the brand's going to rise and what the standards of it are going to be. So once you filled that out, we're going to hit onto the next page, where it's going to give us a couple more options about in-depth things we sort of want with our competition. It's like, do you want a matching domain? I always hit yes, but mirror variations are allowed. So this means they're going to check and only show you names that have domains available, but also maybe if the .com's not there, maybe the .com.au is there, or the .org is there. So it's not going to completely write it off if the .com isn't there. And in my opinion, when you're starting out, not getting the .com doesn't really matter. You might have to pay thousands of dollars to get the .com when people are holding it, when like the .com.au, the .org, the .info is just as good. And if you really want to, if the brand takes off and you're scaling it, when you've got those more funds, you can purchase the proper domain further down the track. So once I've selected the other domain options and I've put in a couple of details here, we can click across next to our next section, where they're going to ask us more about our customers. So again, fill in those details we went over. You would have built out your avatar. We're going to put in what they like, the kind of things that they hold dear in life, what they value, and that's just going to allow those namers to really understand your brand. And then once we've filled in all our details, we're going to come across to the pricing. Now, there is a couple different options here, and in my experience, I've only used the bronze and the gold plans, okay? So when using the bronze, it says here that you get around 300 entries. I've always gotten much more than 300, maybe around like the 500 mark, okay? So in my opinion, especially when you're starting off, unless you are creating a brand and, you know, this is going to be your multi-million-dollar brand, the bronze plan has been plenty. Okay, you're going to go in there, you're going to get one really good names, and you're going to get a ton of them, and there isn't really any need to go up, especially not to the platinum or the managed plans. The gold plans just means that it's a bigger prize. You can see here, of your $300, $135 of that goes to the winner, whereas for the gold, $200 of it goes to the winner. So it just means it's more incentive for more people to come along and get involved and give better names, but people are still gonna come along and give good quality names for the bronze level plans. There is a couple extra services you get with the gold plan, like the matching.com URLs, instant trademark checks, some other stuff like your NDAs, and then the partial refund option. Again, you just have to do your own research, see what's going to fit your business best. But when starting off, I use the bronze plan and I have used the gold one since, so it's totally up to your discretion. Both plans are going to work for you well. So we're just going to select the bronze plan here. And then the last stage that we're going to see here is a number of different options that you can add on to your contest. So if you've just selected the bronze plan, there's the option here for you to add on the extra trademark checking and the URL checking. I think it's like an extra $150. But then there's other things here that you can add on, like inviting tier A creatives. So they're people that they hold at the very top level. I've never needed to do that. You still have great names come through. And then there's stuff like NDAs and search engine privacy. If you're running a contest that you want to sort of keep on the down low, or for whatever reason you need it to be private, you do have those options there. I've never had to use them myself. I'd rather it be open and have more people come across it and want to take part in the contest. And then you also have options down the bottom, like you can have audience testing, and then like your research and analytics run through. So it's just a whole bunch of different options you can have run on the contest. They all have additional charges. So it's just, again, what you want for your brand and what information you kind of want there for when you're getting ready to move forward. And then you would just proceed forward to the payment, and once that's gone through, you'll be all ready to go and your contest will be live. Now, before you start to panic, there are a couple of things you need to know about the contest, and that is that it can take maybe a day or 2 days for some of the really good entries to start coming through, and you'll actually get to go through and rate them. So it'll have from a sad face all the way up to a really happy face. And I would always recommend not giving out too many 5-star or really happy faces, because if you do that, other people can see what you've rated other names. They'll see that, and either one, everyone will just copy that name and give variations of that, so your contest suddenly steers in a very direct direction. Or two, everyone else will just start to give up because they think that you've already chosen someone who's a winner and they're not going to really be bothered to enter anymore. So if you do really like one, I'd only put it at like a 4-star until maybe like the last couple of days. And what you can also do is leave comments on each of the names. So I go through, and if there's one that I really like, I think it's fantastic, I'll give it a 4-star. So that means they get another chance to enter more names. And I'll say, hey, this looks really good. Can you do more along this line? Or can you do it more Greek mythology themed? Can you do it more animal themed? Can you make it more softer, more targeted at mums? You let them know what you want them to try. They're going to enter more names. If you want to give them more of a chance, you can give them another 4-star on a different name so they get more options to go through. But it's always important to take the time, give the feedback. You're going to have to go through a lot of entries. But again, at the end of the day, it's going to be worth it at the end of the competition because you're going to come out of it with a really high quality name. And then as you move towards the end of your competition, I always think it's a great idea to maybe take like your 10 short lists and then send them out to your friends, your mastermind, your business partner, and say, hey, which of these names do you think is the best? And now you're running another contest, your own little contest, to see what people think is the best name. So that then it's not you picking. I always leave it unbiased. You just see which name is voted on the most by everyone. And then at the end, you can go ahead and award that name the winner. So there you have your name. You've positioned yourself in the market, what you want your customers to know. The next step is to go along and get your logo done, which you're going to want to partner with the values and the standards that you've set up for your brand. So if you want to know how to do that, make sure you click the next video in this playlist. I have the playlist for how to launch your own Amazon brand, and it tells you everything from starting up your company entity, setting up your Amazon account, and then going through to sourcing, shipping, and finding your winning product. So everything's in there, and make sure you check out the video on how to get your logo done. But I'm so proud of you guys for progressing forward with your business, with your brand, and remember, you're only one product away from living the life of your dreams. I believe in you no matter what. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.